can handle the heat.
Are you ready for this? Dun 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 dun. And cut.
Cut. Scene. Finale.
New intro recorded.
New intro. I gotta do that every time. Imagine if we had a guest and I did without even telling him. We just
So just stand right there. We're gonna do some things really quick, and then you can tell
guys,
us
we're about
all
to
about
begin.
your PhD in dietitianary. You're dietitianary, right?
We're like, all right, everyone rise, please. Actually, you could stay guest and the
Dietetics.
dietitianist, I believe it's called.
You have your doctorate in dietitious.
Dietiliciousness. Well,
All right,
that
folks.
was a great intro. I might as well just say Booyaka Shaw now because we're already into it.
Yeah. Hit it now. Hit Booyaka now.
Booyaka Shaw. Wait, try hit a better one. Booyaka Shaw.
Baby.
You get the you don't got the
Mine's more of
blammy
a-
on you.
No, mine's more of like a Booyaka.
Ooh,
And
wise.
welcome. Namaste.
Oh, Sage Micah is. Ooh, I need to unlock Sage Gage.
Booyaka.
How does one unlock the Sage level of your inner peace so I can be Sage Gage or Gage the Sage?
Gage the Sage is actually a super good one.
Yeah, that's pretty lit, isn't it? Write that down. Write that down. Actually, everyone here. Everyone here. Did I tell you? Everyone here calls me Gage the Gobbler. Have I told you about Gage the Gobbler?
No.
Gage the Gobbler. So believe it or not, I go into practice. Usually, I'm the funny guy. You know, no, here goes the funny guy.
Yeah.
What's up? And so I'll go in and I'm just like, I mean, obviously, no, I take care of what I need to take care of in practice. Obviously, there's a few goofs and stuff. Sometimes I take my clothes half off at the end of the last point of practice. That's neither here nor there. But I still like that's also my job on the team. Also, like on the court and stuff, just keeping high vibes and stuff too, which comes naturally. So it's pretty easy for me. So one day I just come in and I love making nicknames for myself. I have a list of probably now like 25, 30. But like I'm like coming in, I'm like Gage the Gargler, Gage the what's it called, Gage the Goblin or something, and then I say Gage the Gobbler, and one of my outsides, Lawrence, who is just enamored by me. Anything I do, it just starts dying laughing, and then so everyone just calls me. Literally, no one says my name Gage anymore, so that's stuck, and everyone just calls me Gage the Gobbler, or no, everyone just calls me Gobbler. So like so that has to do also because of two reasons. One, I can put down meat, I can put down food, and they love watching me. You know.
Yeah.
And two is because my favorite type of serves receive are the short. I love short balls. I love short spins. Those are like my all-time favorite balls to receive. Like by far. And I'm also I like to think I'm pretty decent at it. So
Why
like
are they your
whenever that
favorite?
happens, because I'm pretty good at it and I love baiting people into it and then like getting them. And then like I'll look if Lawrence on the floor, if he's on the bench or on the other guys, I'll look at him and I'll like the eating motion, and they'll give it to me from the back. Or anytime I get a dig, that my team will just come up to me after playing like gobble gobble gobble. Like the Pac-Man. Anyway, so they call me Gage the Gobbler, and then Faye made a shirt actually. Like Gage the Gobbler, she like full on shirt. I should put it on. Actually, now that we're talking about it, we should talk about our Black Friday sale. We have 35% off everything. Link in the bio, guys. Black Friday, it doesn't last much longer. Bang, plug. We don't have Gage the Gobbler shirts in there, unfortunately, but we do have a lot of sick stuff, like the stuff I'm wearing right now, the flag behind me.
Bang.
We got a lot of sick stuff going on. Bang. Curry from deep. I go. Bang. I had to do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, link in the bio for that. But yeah, anyways. Mike,
Kobe, pass me the ball. Kobe Bryant, pass me the ball.
Is that Meta World Peace, right?
Yeah.
Run our test. LeBron.
I can't believe it.
So, Micah, what I want you to kind of give me talk to me. Give me an update on your life. I feel like we haven't talked.
I
as
actually
much
had a question about that. Also, I've always been kind of the guy that's responsible at times for bringing the high vibes. So I've had a lot of reflection on it, like this year. And one, it's so important. Like a healthy workplace is so important. And it's contagious. Like vibes are so contagious. It's something that I was just like so stuck on the other day. It's just like if people have negative energy, it's just so contagious. It just can just take over the whole team. It's like a virus. And you got to fight that off with the good vibes. And I also think that good vibes, like at times it can be a little tiring, but when you're doing it well and genuinely, it also is its own like momentum. And so you end up like having more fun and things get easier and like lifting is easier and like you're less tired. Whereas once you start getting on that other side, you guys with a massive yawn. Once you start going on that other side, that starts freaking like tumbling and like you start getting more tired. You start getting more injuries. You just like, I don't know. It's a whole thing.
It's true. The body, the mind,
big part of that is
spiritual
the nicknames too.
Nicknames are
I've been using
big,
nicknames
bro.
like crazy, bro. I got like 1,000 nicknames on our team too.
Hit me with an example, bro.
Oh, gosh,
Blammy my ass right now.
One guy went to Argentina this summer, and is like really likes the Argentinian football team, and we had a Argentinian teammate when they won the World Cup, and he was like always watching with him, and they'd always listen to that like Muchachos song. I don't know if you've heard that. You've probably heard it a little bit, but I call him Chacho. That's my favorite nickname by far, Chacho. Like, dale Chacho. Oh, Muchacho. It's so nice, bro. It's my favorite one. So I call him Chacho. His name is Dennis. I also call him Dance. We call him
Dennis,
Dance.
the backup libero. Your backup libero. That's
yeah,
what you're talking
legend.
I thought you were saying Chancho from Nacho Libre.
That's Chacho. There's a guy with a like a faux hawk or like a mohawk kind of thing going on. He's a young kid. We call him Conte. Or Facu for Facundo Conte.
The one who just retired, yeah?
Yes. I call this guy named Burke, I call him Berkeley or Berkelis. Dick, I call Dickolis.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you tell me your outside's full name? What's his full name?
I can't. I have no idea.
Dick Coy is his actual name.
That's his first name is Dick Coy? I didn't know if it was Richard or not. I know Dick is short for Richard, no?
Did he just put
Which I've
Dick
also
on
looked up.
then?
And did you know that like back in the day, I don't know if I'm doing this right now because I looked it up in the beginning of the year, but Dick is the nickname for Richard because short for Richard is Rick. And then you change it to Dick. Whereas Robert became Rob, but then became Bob. So Bob is the nickname for Robert. Dick is the nickname for Richard. And gosh, there was one other like really common one. I don't know what it is. Anyways, I'll figure it out. I'll look it up. I'll Google it. You talk about something. I'm Googling this.
No, you just open your yapper over there, Gage. That's what I'm good at, actually. Dude, I call that negs N, bro. Cannot be having that negs N around here. Negative energy. I fully believe that. Like I said, it's contagious. I would like to say I am a big vibes guy, and I am always laughing. I will say my team makes it really, really easy because we're all just a bunch of young goofballs. But negs N, fam. Can't be having that negs N.
Yeah.
And
also, it's Bill. Bill is
Bill.
the nickname for William, which gets shortened to
Alfonso.
Will and then goes to
William.
Bill.
Okay.
I don't know why they keep changing the first letter on all of these. It could have just be Will for William.
Would
Rob
you ever
for
think
Robert,
about?
and Rick for Richard?
Would you go by Mai for Micah?
No, but I actually told this story the other day. For a little bit, I went by Mihail Maya in Poland because I couldn't find the package that my mom sent me for so long. And finally, I went to like
I went to the post office. They sent me to a different one. I went to a post office like 40 minutes away. And I show her my ID, and she's like, no, we don't have a package here for you. So I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, no, I thought that was the least chance. I wasn't going to try and ask her again. As I'm walking out, she's like, wait a second. She's like, in Polish. She's talking to me in Polish. She's just like, come back here. Let me see that. She's like, Mihail? And I'm like, no. And she's like, yes, Mihail Maya? I'm like, that's pretty close to Micah Ma. And then she's like, yeah, let me come back here. And she showed me the package, and somebody had rewritten on it Mihail Maya. And I'm like, but it said from Kaneohe Hawaii. And I was like, that's for sure me. So
Mihail Maya from Kaneohe Hawaii.
Mihail Maya, Maja. That's how
Dude,
they
that's
say,
crazy.
That's how they spell Maya.
Actually, they actually called me Kifte in Bulgaria, which means meatball.
Kifte. Yeah.
Or
kofte in Turkish.
Exactly, very close. Or the flying meatball, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nickname I hold near and dear to my heart, actually, that I try and get everyone to call me, or I tell everyone, and they love it.
You
Like
push
Gobbler
hard
kinda
for that
stuck.
one, yeah.
Huge pusher of Kifte. Huge pusher.
Kifte is nice.
Kifte
like that
is
a lot.
nice. Yeah,
I like that a
I would
lot,
prefer if you
actually.
call me. You should call me Kifte. I'm
you
okay
could
with
name
that.
your
Like,
son Kifte.
I actually went down a list. I was like, I want to name
That would
my
be
son something.
sick.
Kifte Worsley. That would actually be pretty.
Oh
good.
my gosh, that's legendary, bro.
Do you think the problem is getting the missus to agree to that? I would do it in a heartbeat. What about like a
Kifte,
nickname?
bro? How could she not love that?
You're naming our son Meatball?
No, don't tell her the meaning. Tell her the meaning something beautiful.
It
It means ocean breeze, babe. And
yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be a risky move on my part, but I'd be down. Don't say I wouldn't be down for that. No, nicknames are sick, and keeping the good vibes is also so important. Especially when you were a young team, like we're super young. And I remember one of my middles came up to me. He's like, "Dude, like you gotta like you need to like keep smiling, like because when you're happy, the vibes are up and everyone's happy." Not to just try and toot my own horn or anything like that.
no, it's true.
I know.
Yeah.
But I know my role, and I think also anyone listening out there, I think it's also really important to know that. Oh, excuse me. Even when things aren't going that well, because like my first half a season, we were playing not very good teams, and I also wasn't playing very well, but it's because also my vibes weren't high. Now also I take a crap ton of caffeine. Dude, I actually got it down to a science, actually. You want to hear this? I don't drink caffeine normally throughout the normal day. I never drank coffee or anything like that. But before the game, I have black tea, which is like, 40 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh,
around
gosh,
there.
I have no
40
idea.
to 60. I did the math on this. Don't worry, I got you. Then I went down to the pharmacy there, and I got these caffeine pills because what I used to take is this form of pre-workout that I still take, but I take it in small doses now before the game called Booster. And I used to have to do 2 or 3 scoops of that, and that would be like 400, 500 milligrams or grams, I forget, of caffeine, which is ridiculous. Like a healthy amount is probably like 400, if I'm being honest. So then I got these pills, straight caffeine, straight 200 milligrams of caffeine, straight to the source. And then I take a little booster before the game. Boost easy, as I like to call it. And then there's these.
It's a great product.
There's these. It's the.
It's the best. All my doctors told me about it. They're wonderful people. They know a lot about this stuff. They really do.
Mike, you've been working on your Trump impersonation?
Huh?
You've been working on your Trump impersonation?
No, I'm the worst impersonator of all time. Sana hates when I try and do it.
I mean, I think accents are like your weak point. I would give you that, but I think
they're
the charisma.
terrible.
Well, also here's the thing with me. I'm just gonna. You know what? Let's just toot my horn. I mean, whoa, pause. Let's just. I didn't mean it like that. Let's just say how sick Gage is this entire podcast. I am pretty good at accents.
Yes.
And then so when I'm around people with like accents and stuff, or like try to do accents, they just try and do it off of me, and it's just terrible, and that low key annoys me at times.
Yeah,
Like-
of course, bro, of course.
Like, cause I set the precedent, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm amazing. But then it's just so bad, and they continuously do it that I'm just like, Oh my
It's the
gosh.
continuous. It's when they're doing it a lot and they keep doing it.
Dude, yeah.
That's
I'm
when
like,
it gets
dude.
bad.
Come on. Like, I realize, like, leave it to the
I
professionals.
realize
All right, bro.
I'm the best, bro.
Can you realize that I'm just better than you at the end of the day? No, I'm not an a-hole. I can be an a-hole. Dude, you know when I can be an asshole? Dude, this is also something this has been on my mind like for years now. Actually, Faina told me this. Faina told me that 99 point, and I think it's the same. I wouldn't say this is the same for you because I have more of an ego. Like, for example, where do most people see me play? They don't see me play overseas. They see me play grass volleyball, Wapaka, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously, like for me, like when I play, I have an ego and everything, and like I would say a swagger about me. And then also there's also a social media presence because of out of system and everything. And so when you have that, like when you have that presence, people in their minds are like, whether they know it or not, they're looking to judge you. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at something like to tear you down or something like that. Not all the time. Some people are like, oh, like they're very, very, like most people I would say, but sometimes they are. And so like when they see me at Wapaka and they see the swagger that I have and like that, like my ego come out a little bit, they're like, oh, that. Some people can be like, oh, that guy's an a-hole, and like they see me post videos online, like, oh, that guy's an a-hole, whatever. I realized that though. I realized that also. Faina told me actually the other day. Faina, our social media manager, she's like, yeah, some people come up to me and they're like, wow, Gage is such a cocky little a-hole or whatever, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, which like not very often, but also I was thinking, like, where's the worst place to meet me to understand who I am also as a person? And honestly, I would say at those tournaments, at those grass tournaments, at like the sand tournaments is fine, but at mainly grass tournaments because I'm like so locked in because when you're a hitter, it's a different vibe than when you're a libero. I was I'm going off on a tangent here, dude.
Yeah,
like I was just saying, like it's way easier to. I want to go into Joe and I's game in here for a little, and after this though, it's way easier to lose as a libero than it is to lose as outside hitter, a setter, opposite, because there's a sense of hopelessness to it. I forget who I was talking to about this, where I could have the best game of my life. It would make a difference, but it couldn't determine a winner or loss at times. It could, but there's also a high chance where it wouldn't. And so it's like, okay, like you lose, and you're like, well, like, and I'm a very competitive person where it's like, well, you know, well, we lost, but I had a really good game, and I literally did all that I could do. You know what I'm saying? Rather than as outside and everything, and like your job is to kind of win the game, or the setter also, it's on your shoulders as well. So I was just kind of thinking about that, but also like, so when I play grass, I'm like way more, you know, I'm like way locked in, like the nerves are running the entire day, and sometimes you've been around me, I don't want to say I can be an asshole, but like for me, it's like, I don't know, man. Like
I think you just have
I'm like super
intensity.
intense. Exactly. Where I like don't like I'm not like my normal self. Where I'm like, you're usually like you meet me.
You're
and,
super intense.
Yeah. Where normally you meet me and like it's who you see online is who I actually am. But then when you see me in person, you know, like anyways, I just kind of thought about that and I was like, yeah.
I'm trying to think of who makes you less intense when you're on the court with them.
I
feel like guys like Dalton.
I haven't been with Dalton in a while though. I was really intense in Hawaii, bro.
That I remember watching you with.
Are you talking about a guy? Is it a guy?
You just couldn't help but like laugh or smile at some things they're doing. It's guys that have like a sense of humor that you really like, that you understand and that you've like been around a lot. I think that they change your intensity. Like when you're with me and Joe, it's probably pretty high.
Yeah, but it's also dependent on like the settings. So if I was, but the tournaments that we all play together are like very high intensity. So if you were to take those guys that you were to name and put them in that setting with me, I would be just intense. You know what I'm saying?
You'd probably be more.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the? You know, I'm not an asshole on the court, but sometimes I can snap a little bit or I can get on guys a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's only because I also hold myself to that standard too. But I'm not. But I like to think I'm cool to play with. I'm probably way easier to play with as a libero than
easier for sure.
But I've also, dude. Last year I was like, I told you about this. Yeah, did I tell you about this?
Yeah, you were losing it a little bit.
I got intense. I just punch water balls. It'd fly everywhere. I'd be like, what the? He's just screaming. And then after that, I kind of thought about it. After a couple games, I was losing my mind. I was like, this is probably just not the best thing to do.
I can't continue down this road.
I remember there was a ball cart my way. I'd throw the ball cart and like,
jeez.
Yeah, I would be. Well, it was a rundown. I'd run it down, try and run down against Australia, against one of the top teams in the world. About to get this ball cart in my way. What the hell is this? Well, PG version. What is this ball cart doing in the way? I have it on video. I threw the ball cart. All the balls come out. Poor guys on the sideline have to go pick up all the balls.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, that was messed up. And I went up to them after the game. I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. I was like not called for it. And at that point, I was like, what are you doing, Gage? You're just being an asshole. You're the vibes guy. You know, that's Negs N fam. We don't mess with Negs N fam. Negs N. So, anyways, where's the worst place? What about you, man? Where's the worst place that someone could be like, oh, I want to meet Micah Ma'a, and maybe like, ooh, I'm like that. Maybe one you don't want to not deal with, but like talk to someone, or do they get like maybe they're not exactly who you are, but like whoa, like that wise.
Bro, it used to be at like really nice events because like I was really not used to them and very uncomfortable with them. And I would
when
just,
was
like,
this?
Not talk. In college. And then
Westwood,
I've gotten much better at that. So that used to be what it would be for sure. Now I would say, gosh, when you really don't want.
When I matured more,
Bro, I have
matured.
no idea.
Dude,
Maybe
I
after
used to
a
be-
loss, but I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
mean or rude after a loss either. I'm trying to think. Where would I get really mad?
Losing to me and Joe in Ace. I remember that. You were the biggest a-hole. All right, let me preface this. You want me to preface this story
that
here?
was messed up by you guys, bro. I had a
No, it wasn't. That was you.
that was
Oh my
morally
God. All right.
not right.
Listen. Let me lay down. I will be a third party neutral
you
laying
were not
down
a third
here.
party. You were on the other
I'm
team,
gonna.
and you won.
Will you tell
because
me? Tell me if I'm not being honest in what I'm saying.
Nobody here can
Let me
be a
just put it
third
out.
party. Is all I'm saying. We are the two parties.
All right. Yes. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to be as fair as possible when I tell a story without trying to
Okay.
have my ego in it.
Okay.
Quick story. I'm not going to spend too much. I know I can tell long stories. So, 21st Street. For those of you who know the Autism channel, we've shouted out 21st Street a lot. It's in Hermosa Beach, Los Angeles County, South Bay, and it's like the home of the 4-man tournaments where all the top. It's Hermosa, Manhattan Beach, pretty much where all the top beach players are for the United States. And a lot of times in the world, they come there and train. At 21st Street, the big thing is 4-man. And they're 4-man, 4v4 beach volleyball. This particular day, we had some pretty good people out there. It was me and Joe and Jake Myers. And who's our fourth?
No
Doesn't
idea.
matter. Micah, I think you had Jordan on your team and Troy on your team. Jordan Ewert, to be exact. And then
Okay.
one other person.
I actually don't
So-
remember anyone else there besides you two.
Oh, I remember this. So, in the beginning of the game, so basically, it is also a drinking game. So basically,
Troy was on your team, I think, because he was like,
No, he wasn't.
"Whoa."
No, he wasn't. No, he was not.
Somebody
No,
on
he
your
was
team
not.
was like, whoa,
No.
Micah, that was too far.
Jake. It was
it was
Jake
Troy.
because I'm telling you, let me explain this, and you will. It'll be like, oh yeah, you're gonna say, oh yeah. Also, the court we play on is also closer. I would give it about 20 feet to the boardwalk where everyone kind of walks, or the Strand. What do you call it, the Strand, right, Micah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the Strand where people walk, right? That's important to the story. We're playing this game. Anytime it's me, Joe, or Micah, especially when we're facing each other, it's very, very intense. It's always like, like people are out there just kind of having fun, and then there's Joe, Micah, Gage going to battle and to war at each other. So we're playing this particular game, and I want to say Troy Field set the precedent in terms of the rules and in terms of how it goes down. Troy did this at 2 occasions. He chucked the ball, for example, when we're like, oh, it's our turn. Troy's a great guy. This is not me bashing Troy. Troy's a phenomenal guy. Troy is the absolute guy. But in this game, he was laughing and doing this. He was throwing the ball, and we had to go shag. And even Jake Myers, who we love Jake Myers. Everyone loves Jake Myers. Troy loves Jake Myers. Was like, dude, this is like too far. Obviously, me and Joe are on the same team. We're arguing with Micah every other point. We're yelling at each other, screaming. And once someone scores, we're getting each other's faces. It is clear it is not a gentleman's game. And it wasn't our side that set that precedent. It was your side with Troy throwing the ball at 2 different occasions before this final act that I'm about to explain. It's about to be match point here. I don't want to go into the rules of ace too much, but basically we all see, I think it was the Bollets on the side, on the strand there, who we play with in the 6-man. Like, hey, what's up? So we all go say what's up. Bollet, how do you say it?
I don't know, but that's amazing. I don't know. I think it's the Bowleys, but
Bullies, my bad.
That's
Whatever.
amazing.
It's French. So we all go say hi. Me and Joe say hi quicker. I believe someone basically.
No, every single person on the court, all 8 of us went over there and were talking to them and like gave them high fives.
You were the
and we're,
only,
like,
and then
catching
by
up
the
with them a little
end,
bit.
you were the only person not on the court.
No, dude.
Yes.
No.
Basically, what happened was they dropped their
You guys
beer can,
went over there and then served, and like nobody was even close to being ready.
You weren't ready.
We
You
took
were
a
the main
group
one not ready.
timeout.
There was no group timeout, and there was no gentleman's game. The
That's
beer
not
can
the
was
point.
dropped. The beer can was dropped. That means we can serve. We served over the net.
It wasn't even from a beer can, I don't even think.
Well, what other precedent would have made it allow us to serve the ball then?
That's my point.
No. Your point wasn't against the rules. Your point that it was that we're playing a gentleman's game.
No, that
was your argument.
One, it wasn't just that. And those 2 precedents are way different. Shag carpet and like the whole entire group going to say hello to somebody where you have like an agreed upon stoppage of play and then like making somebody shag a ball for you. Those are 2 different things.
I don't know. I remember it not
One
being.
of them
Everybody
like
was
super rude and the other one's like, that's just not how the game works.
I remember pretty much everyone but you on the court, and you were mad about it. Like your team, I remember your team because I remember Troy like looking at the ball, running, about to get the ball, and then it falls or whatever, and then your team's like looking defeated like this on the court. Well, you're off the court, like
dude.
what the hell? That's how I remember it, at least.
All
Let's
right,
agree to
for those
disagree.
listening, we apologize for making you listen to this, but I don't know if you guys have ever played a game where like all 8 people decide to stop, or all 10 people,
What?
or all
That
4,
is not true.
and then
That is
randomly
not
some
true.
guy. You know what it's like? It's like FIFA when somebody hits pause and like has to go and like, oh yeah, no problem, and they're like going to the bathroom, and then you hit like unpause and then score 3 goals on them.
You were the only one not playing, but also let's also put the fact that you guys were acting like a-holes before that.
I was not acting like an a-hole. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe
No,
Troy
yes.
was.
No, yes. Because then before that, we're like, oh, we can play this game. We can keep playing this game. And you kept bombing the ball, and I kept shagging it. That also happened. So you were acting like an a-hole, too. Don't forget about that.
Why would
hit
Why would
3.
I do that?
Because
You
before
guys must have
something happened,
retaliated.
no, before something happened, we were arguing. And then all of a sudden, you're like, okay, I can play this game. And you start bombing your serves and then bombing your hits. And I was like, I can keep doing this. And then I remember Jake being like, dude, what the heck? This is so dumb. And me going and shagging it. And then we kept serving again and again and again.
Yeah, I have no idea. All I know
Whatever.
is that,
Agree to disagree.
yeah. I've
Hey,
never
let's
seen
just-
that happen before where people don't accept that that's not in the right.
Oh, my. I've never seen someone complain.
I've never played a game where everyone leaves the field of play and we're all like doing something else. And then you like quickly come and serve the ball.
You
and then
make
game
it
over.
sound like,
That's crazy.
dude, there was people on the
That's
court.
crazy, bro.
I clearly remember people on the court. You make it sound like
don't even
we were all on the wall and it was just me and Joe serving go.
That's
That was
it
not
felt
what
like.
happened.
That's what it
That wasn't. That was not what it was.
Also,
that was
you
not
think-
what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just agree to
Hey,
disagree.
I have agree. Let's just disagree. Agree that it was just Neg's end, bro. All
That
around
was
Neg's
super,
end.
super.
Super.
And we don't
Neg's
need
end.
that. We
Okay.
don't need that.
We don't need to bring that up again.
We don't need
We're
that
getting
around
on
these
each other's
parts.
throats.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're getting people are getting a little glimpse of what happens when we play each other.
Yeah, this is just a phone call. People are just gonna be like, these is people are just gonna be like, what is this podcast? And like, this is just we just
People-
talked to each other, and you guys were along. We just made it public.
We literally people were like, "Oh, I love the out-of-system guys. They all just get along so well, and they're all." If they actually saw us, like, yeah, we're all on the same team.
I don't think I've had many fights with you ever.
No. It's only when we
Never.
face each other. Even that. Actually, the last time we faced each other, you killed me.
I don't
Yeah,
think we
it
have
was the
many
four-man
fights, bro.
tournament.
We've never had fights.
No, we don't. But we bicker for sure.
Not really. Not actual bicker, dude.
No, you're right. But we can for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
What do you got for me?
All right, let's talk about some. Well, actually, I want to talk about Joe and I playing each other.
Okay.
Joe's not here. He was all right. So obviously Joe and Jake aren't here. They were supposed to be here. CEO Joe is busy, and Jake, too many frat parties.
CEO Jake is partying.
Jake, yeah, Frat Myers is just too busy. I think he's laying on the die board right now as we speak. Someone's got to poke and wake him up. All right, actually, I know Jake's gonna be mad that I actually said that. No, he's actually very professional in Auburn. He's not about that. He's not. Jake, don't get mad at that. No, but
Jake, no worries.
Joe and I just played each other. What was it now, like a week and a half ago for Champions League? Again, we've explained this a lot of times. If you don't know what the Champions League is, don't feel bad. Basically, is all the top teams from all the leagues playing each other.
Yeah.
It's like the same as soccer as they do in Europe here. So me, Joe, and Micah, we're all in it. Joe and I are in the same pool. It works the same way as a pool play, where you play each other twice. Oh, no, I guess that's not the same. But you basically play each other twice, and then you get points off those wins or losses, and then the top two teams out of the pool get out into the playoffs. That's basically how it works. So Joe and I played each other the first match, and they smacked us 2-0. And we came back and won in 5, 15-13 at home. For me, people are going to ask me the biggest thing people came up and asked me about, they're like, did you say suck it to your brother, or do you talk smack, do you have a bet? But Joe and I are not like that. You know what I'm saying, Micah?
Yeah.
We're not the ones to, first of all, it was our first time really playing each other. Actually, okay, maybe we play each other
High
randomly.
stakes,
Yeah. High stakes, professionally. We played with each other, now we played against each other. And I don't know, I find myself in a weird predicament. Because, like I said, the top two teams pretty much get out, and then there's a way that both of us can get out, being the 2 or 3 seed. We also have Jastrzębie, again, the top Polish team, which is one of the top teams in the world. So they're probably going to be first in the pool, so it comes down to Joe and I's team. But, I want him to win, but I also want me to win. And, I don't enjoy that. I want to root for him. But if I root for him, I'm actively rooting against us because, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's this weird predicament. But also, I can talk about the game a little bit here. I told you this. I did not play that great. Joe played really, really well. He's the glue for that team. But I guess all that matters is wins and losses. But for me, it was when you start playing, and this happened when we faced Bruno and we faced Ingapet, and fortunate to face a lot of other big names. Bruno and Ingapet come to mind because they were the first really big players I really played against. They just kind of turned other guys over there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's my brother. In the warm-ups, I'd be I'd look at him and smile or whatever. Be that's cool. But, in the beginning, we didn't really talk at all. We really did. We saw each other, before their practices and everything. But then, when you go and shake hands at the beginning of the game, it was good luck, brother, But I don't know. They just kind of turned into and I was going to ask him, I was is it the same for you? When you saw me across the net, it was the same for you? Because I used to hate playing against my brother because it was I would always be his biggest fan, and then you got to go play against someone who you're your biggest fan of. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to get that out of your mind. So that was really, really weird for me. My dad was here as well too. I don't know how he kind of maneuvered through all that, navigated through all that. We have another game against them when we play them in Chaumont. My mom and dad will both be there. I think Joe will be really, really mad, so they'll be coming after us for sure. After the game, after we won, after we came back, obviously Joe wasn't the happiest. So at dinner, I didn't really say much at dinner. It was just Joe and my dad. My brother bring like I said, losing and winning as a libero, this is why I bring this up initially, is so much different than losing and winning as a setter. Like, so different. Mm-hmm. So like he bring the stat sheet and everything. He was just going through the stat sheet, like what the this and that. And I was like, and I literally, it was just them just talking. I was just like, the whole time I was like, obviously if we lost, I would have been upset and everything. But like I said, it's different when you're a setter. So I don't know. So now I'm in this active mode now where I'm like, I don't know who. Like I want to root for him, but then at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But no, it was interesting playing him because, dude, I remember the first set we get clapped, just destroyed, 17-25, 8 points, and we've been playing really bad teams up to this point, and then that was our first real game, and it's just so fast, dude. It's so fast. Joe is playing as Joe. That guy is crazy. That guy slings that thing. That was like something I was like, whoa, like I'm like literally my butt's damn near on the floor, like getting in a low squat. Before he's even contacting it, because it's like, boom, boom, boom. And like I said, I had played against some pretty high level players and stuff, but for some reason this just felt like so fast. So that was interesting. That was interesting to navigate and be like, yo, okay, like But he also dumped one straight down. I didn't almost dig it, but he dumped one straight down. So, but then on video it looked like he dumped it on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was literally standing probably like 5 foot line, like in the middle of the court trying to dig it, and he dumped it straight down. So that was interesting. But no, it is a weird situation. I honestly, we shot a vlog for it, but I don't even know if I want to like go through and edit that. You know what I'm saying? Like it is something that is cool that you can say that you did, but I actively don't really enjoy it that much. I like going and like, because now we got to go into their, like if we take care of business and we're in second place right now in our pool, that game, us versus them is going to determine who gets out. You know what I'm saying? And I like to actively go in like, oh, let's go like kick these guys' ass. But like, I feel I want to, like, I'll obviously when game time comes, I'll want to win. But then I'll be like this balance of the scales, like this pulling at my heartstrings too, you know what I'm saying? Where I want them, like I want him to advance. And so now he would kill me. And honestly, I don't want anyone to ever show pity towards me. So me saying this is not me showing him pity or anything like that. Just, it is your brother and we're close. And like I said, after the game, I would never be like, oh yeah, suck on that, blah, blah, blah. That's just not who we are. We're not like those type of brothers. Because we're always playing with each other. Always.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the first time playing against. I don't know. Thoughts, Micah?
No, I just think it's crazy that night I was playing Jordan and you were playing
Jordan
Joe,
Ewart.
Like
Jordan, yeah.
4 of us on the same night playing each other in Champions League. Like, that's crazy. It's so wild that we were all playing.
All on the same club team.
It's crazy.
We were all, so we all were, one way or another, we were all like really close when we were all really young. And then we were kind of raised together, played with each other, played against each other also from when in college and stuff, but in club and stuff. And then we're all playing each other on Champions League on the same night.
It's wild.
Crazy 5-setters.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
It's just a full circle moment. I think that's something that, are you ever gonna like, do you like keep all your jerseys? Do you ever like are you gonna like make a, like when you're like a vase or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know where any of my jerseys are. I'm sure I have some of them though.
Zano doesn't keep any of them?
I have no idea. We might. We honestly might, but I have no idea.
For me, I like to keep one. So for me, I like to keep one a year.
That'd be nice.
And I don't know if I don't know if I'm the type of guy to like put it in like a vase, like like when the jersey, like what are those called? You know what I'm talking about?
Frame it.
Yeah, frame my jersey. I don't know, not to say that's a bad thing, but I'm like a guy to like put it in a bin, like this is
Right. Wait, didn't you?
So
have
it's
something?
interesting.
You said you had a question to spring on me.
Yeah, and then we'll wrap it up here. So, this is actually a good transition here. Playing with you and Joe, the biggest thing you'll see, obviously, is intensity and our mindset, but playmaking ability. And you can know if someone has a playmaking ability. Like, you want to describe what I mean by playmaking ability? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, describe it.
So playmaking ability is, okay, let me give you an example on defense. On defense, it's like a really awkward ball, like especially in a critical point, but you can you maneuver it and you basically make the play in a big moment. You know what I'm saying? And in any position, and basically being able to be, it has to do a lot with mobility, I think, as well. Like mobility is huge in the playmaking ability, and it's also just, I would say it's a skill you learn, but also some people are born with mobility more, just because you're able, whether it's like I said, mobility, coordination, I would say, has to do with it as well, and attitude, for sure. Those three things. But for me, this is where I'm like, people with, and this is just over the years, like playing with someone with low, and this is not me playing like a beginner or whatever, but playing like the professional or the high level D1 level, you know what I'm saying? This is not me judging, but I've realized this is my biggest volleyball frustration. Someone with low playmaking abilities. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, and this is not, and you can also attribute to like make the right kill at the right time. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like I said, I love gobbling up the short balls. So like for example, you make a good dig, but maybe it's not the highest dig, but it's still very, very gettable. And then someone gets it, and then they just mess it up. Or that's like a common theme. And they shoot, like they shoot in the, like when you're like, oh, you can get it. Rather than if I make a quick dig to you or a quicker dig around you, you or Joe's going to make a play, and then we're going to be able to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that. So that's to do with ball control as well. But like low playmaking ability, and especially the ones where they're short, you know what I'm saying? People have to dive and like kind of control the ball or whatever, and people don't make those plays. It literally drives me insane. Like not every once in a blue moon or whatever. I mess up too, but like continuously don't. Like it literally drives me insane, Micah. And that is like my biggest volleyball. Like it, like that'll like, that's when I have to not flame on, but flame off a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so what's like the biggest thing that you like on a volleyball court, like just, that can like fire you up? Or also before you get into that,
fire me up
before you get into that.
Okay, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Does that ever fire you up or no?
Yeah, maybe like for a brief moment, but I've never judged. Yeah. I've never judged people off of like the result. I mean, maybe
what do you judge them off of?
A little bit off of, but the result. But like, I've never been frustrated out of results.
You're a better man than I am.
I only just get frustrated with like attitude and effort. Like I know that's so cliche, but I'm actually dead serious. That's really what makes me mad. Because I've been on the other side of it, and I've like tried super hard to make something happen, and I know that it, like, all my intentions were good, and like I really was going for the right play, and I didn't make it. And there's literally nothing you could do about that. And like, why would I get mad about that? Like, I just don't get mad about people that aren't making a certain play, especially when I know their intention was like good and that their effort was there. It's like, oh, okay, you missed it. Like, if you could hit it every single time where you wanted to hit it, like, you'd be the best player in the world. And like, if I could serve every time right on the line in 5, I would make significantly more money. But like, I can't. Nobody can. And so, like, if I was trying to do that and I made a mistake, that's okay. Especially if my intention was, like, I was trying to just get a good serve in 5. If like, my intention is, like, I'm trying to paint the outside of the line every time, then I'd get mad at that. Because that's, like, your intention or something is misplaced besides the result. Like, you got to stop going for that.
Can I say two things to go off that really quick, Micah?
Yeah.
Well, one, you've truly unlocked the full sage enlightenment. So I commend
I'm
you
actually
on
dead
that.
serious. It's cliche, but like I actually never would get mad about that.
I want to kind of go off that. I don't get mad every time. I've noticed I get mad at it like when I'm like playing mini games or bugger tennis or something like that. When those are the moments I get mad. More like in a play, I'm like, oh yeah, like I said, I'm a very chill, like the happy guy on the court. For me also it's a thing of, it's like I said, I'm usually that guy because I also hold myself to a higher standard knowing that I can make that play. I'm like, and I know I have a high playmaking ability. So I never. But so usually like if a middle goes, or no offense to middles, but they have less experience than I do in the back row, and they miss something like that. I don't get mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a guy who get mad every time. I'm just saying there's a specific situation. I should have made it more specific where I just get so fired. I'm like,
especially
if it's an outside go, yeah.
Because it shows you, like, not to be rude or mean, but like it shows you how like little they actually understand what's going on in the sport.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, how do you not see that? Like
exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
This is a very obvious thing that's going on, and you're like, you're not seeing it, and that's really bad because you're getting paid to do this. You're getting paid to play the sport. People are paying you to play the sport, and like these basic things you just are like oblivious to, and it's your profession.
And for me, like I said, I get more frustrated more towards like if they're like pins or like a setter and like I'm talking about like, okay, the ball's a little shorter and they're like, and I'm like, they're not like closing out fat, or they can get their hand on it but they don't like get it over continuously. I'm like, dude, it drives me insane. I'm like, and that's what I mean, playmaking ability. And also as a defender, it also comes down to, I like playing with guys where if I make a mistake, I know for sure they have my back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm usually the guy that has, like, since I'm left back, I'm technically not the last line of defense, but I'm the guy that, like, I like to think that if they make a mistake, I'm still flying in there. And I like to think I make a play a lot of time, even if I don't, but, like, I know he knows I have his back. You know what I'm saying? Rather than when I need someone's back, if I make a little mistake, but I know they're swooping in behind me to cover me up after that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, also from a passer standpoint and a defender standpoint, having someone like that I'm like, the stars need to align for them, or like if something is a little off, they're not gonna help. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be like, oh wait, why didn't you? Dude, that drives me insane too. And I'm like, but also then I also turn, like, I am not a finger pointer. Like, that is not my thing. I blame eternally for eternal. Oh no, I blame it like internally, like, because like I said, I'm like, well, if you have these ability, then you need to put yourself to a higher standard, like, you know what I'm saying? And if you know you have the playmaking ability, if you know you have the right attitude, then you're gonna have to be the one to do it, and you can't blame X, Y, and Z who's ever next to you. So that's something I learned, but it's just like small things. I'm like those certain plays. I'm like, you know. Anyway, sorry, Micah. Continue though, before I cut you off.
No, I don't. I think I probably expressed my point. I think that's the two things that I can get a little frustrated with is like attitude and effort.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. Attitude. But I will also say we're also in two different. We're also on two different environments in terms of culture, country, and the makeup of the team, because obviously Turkey and Germany are very different in terms of culture, very far away. Well, they're in the same continent, but they're decently far away from each other in terms of distance and culture. And for me, I've always been with the younger guys who are hungry, you know. I would also say that, like, I've been with a lot of North Americans that are always, like, hungry to move on to the next, try and make a name for themselves, and young German guys trying to make a name for themselves. So and you're dealing with guys who are making a lot of money, and they've been so many places where it's like,
Yeah.
So they can get content. I would say not to put any words say negatively.
You're probably accurate. That's probably inaccurate.
So I think for me, that's why I think it's such a big thing on you for the effort and attitude, because and I'm right there with you, but also because, like I said, maybe you have to deal with that a lot more than I would have to deal with that.
Right.
Well, Micah, I'm glad you listened to my therapy session here. I had to get some things off my chest. Micah, I'm gonna give you the floor. What is there anything you just like to say about anything? Life, something you've been thinking about lately?
Oh, what have I been thinking about lately?
I have actually. I wasn't thinking about anything. I have one thing in the back of my mind, actually.
Oh, please say.
What are those internal voices you have? Like, what's like the dark voice in your head? What's it called? Bro, let his blah blah win. His internal. You know what I'm talking about?
Dude, no, that sounds like a very like.
I'm not schizophrenic or anything like that.
I don't know those kinds of lingo terms.
Sorry,
Bro
I'm
let
ripping a
his
mad lingo
blank
right
blank.
now.
That sounds like a TikTok like.
Yeah, that's like brain rat. Bro, let his internal thought. People in the comments, please help me. Dude, I have a bad habit. I have this. Maybe this is not. Sometimes when I meet someone new, I'm like if I meet like a new player I'm playing against or whatever, not because I have this weird thing in the back of my mind. I'm like in the back of my mind, it's like punch him, or like what would happen if I punch this guy right now, like
No
that, like
way.
that. I swear to God, bro. And I was talking with my girlfriend about this. I'm like, dude, like the people that I know really well, it never happens. But like if I just meet someone, I'm just like, yeah. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if I punch this guy right now? I have no anger or no nothing, but that actually goes through my mind. Do you ever have that?
Insane. No.
No?
Not for meeting someone on the first time, dude. No.
Or like just talking to someone, I'm like, what if I just punch this guy in the face?
No. No. I've never had that.
No?
Oh my god. I
Uh,
cannot relate, bro. If you're looking for some like,
do I need help?
like,
Do I
whatever it's
need?
called.
Oh man, dude, what about you? Anything on your mind now?
Competition? No. That's a great. I really appreciate you giving me the floor, but I don't have anything on my mind really. It's been pretty.
I kind of like this. I kind of like this new therapeutic style podcast.
Pretty happy about where I'm at. Trying to just
Good.
get better still, but
Like, how's life, man? How you doing
Good.
mentally?
good. Life is good. I cannot complain. This place is great. We have everything we need. Zana's here. I got my cat.
Life is good.
I got a good living situation. Team's playing well right now.
One more question for
Yeah.
you, Micah.
Yeah.
One more question, I swear.
Okay.
Can you explain to me what you eat in a day when Zana isn't there versus when she is there?
Oh, dude. No, I cannot.
Yes, you
Incriminate
can.
I eat nothing when
You-
she's not here.
Give me an example.
I
Give me a
typically,
day.
if
Give me a day.
practice
Give
is
me a
at-
day.
if practice is at like 1 or 2. I'll wake up at like 10, have some tea or coffee, and then go to practice with nothing. And then typically like get home from at like 4:35, and then either make like steak and rice or chicken and rice, or order some sort of food, and that'll just be my one meal for the day, and I'll eat it at like 5:30, and then and it's not even that much too.
Like how
And
many
then-
ounces of a steak? Like how many?
Oh, like not that much. And then when she is here, I eat 3 meals a day, 3 full meals.
She
a day.
feeds you well. That's insane.
Yeah.
You eat one meal a day. You're like DK Metcalf eating bags of candy.
Bro,
and
I'm
that's his meal.
exactly like DK Metcalf. I think
You never get hungry?
Zana sent that to me. She was like, I guess you could possibly like, no, I don't get hungry until like after weights or fitness and practice, maybe. But then sometimes if I don't get home in time, like my hunger just goes away. If I miss a hunger window of like 30 minutes, it's gone. And then I can go another like 6
That's
hours.
insane, bro. Dude, I agree with you. I don't eat before I do lifting. I like to stay hungry, play hungry. So I only eat lunch and dinner, but like I'm eating 2 meals a day, like 2 good meals a day. Rather
Yeah, but
than,
what
like,
time's your practice?
dude? So if we have weights, it's from like 9 to 12. Like I'm at weights from like I get back around 11:30, 12.
Yeah, that's
And
not
then my
that
practice
bad. You're
is at
starting
4.
at 9, that's why. So I mean, you wake up at like 7:45, which is still really early, and then you have to like leave pretty much.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I guess if I had
That's
practice
not
at
too
10:30,
bad.
I would have a snack before. I would have a little snack before. Then I would have lunch after, and then I'd have dinner later for sure.
Yeah, no, you'd have to skip lunch, dude. If practice was like a little later, you'd end up like, right? Like, cause mine is usually at like 12 or 2.
So
And
then,
it's like,
yeah, I would eat before. 100%, I eat before. That when I have this practice for sure.
I should be, but I don't.
So, do you ever lose? This personal. Do you ever lose and gain weight when she's there? Like, would you lose weight when she's not there and then gain weight when she's there? To like, or is it?
Dude,
Do
it
you
doesn't
feel it at all or no?
doesn't fluctuate that much. No, I have
wild,
no
bro.
idea how I'm maintaining it when I'm not eating anything, and how I'm like not gaining crazy weight when she's here.
I will say, bro, like when my girlfriend loves to cook as well, and I'm her guinea pig, and so like cooking and baking, so like she'll just be like making the works for me. I'm like, This is amazing. I get so used to it. But it would be so dangerous. It was all the time. It would be so bad. It was so bad.
You'd definitely get the nickname Keith Day.
Keith Day.
Going
Keith
over
Day
there.
would make flying meatball would make a comeback for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Micah, this has been awesome. This has been. We laughed, we cried, we argued, we came back.
All the human emotions.
No more Hey, between us, Micah, no more negs end, bro. No more negs end.
No more negs end.
I mean that, bro. Well, guys. Also, again, a reminder.
We used to call 7-Eleven negs in high school because 7 minus 11 is -4.
Bro.
Hey, you want to go to
Bro.
negs? That just made me
That's
think
insane, bro. That's some deep ish right there, bro. On God, bro.
about that.
Bro, are you Travis Scott on sicko mode when you came up with that? Insane. Frick. All right, brother. Well, remember, we have a little sale going right now, 35%. It's the time of the holidays here. If you want to get something, if you want to be as sick as Micah, Sage Micah, and Flying Meatball over here, you're going to get something for your loved ones, for yourself. Treat yourself. And remember, if you can't have the heat, get out of the damn kitchen. There's been another episode presented by Out of System.